Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about how I go about decorating with lemons and limes and apples. Nothing really says to me like spring like lemons and limes and fruits and vegetables, things that are growing in our soil does. So I thought we could bring in some of the elements from outside and show how to spruce up your place and bring in some color. So whether you actually have real lemons, which if you do, I think that's amazing. I do not. We had a lemon tree, but didn't do so well. So maybe we'll have to try that again. But I have a lot of faux lemons. You can purchase these pretty much anywhere, your craft store, Amazon. But I know that we're spending a lot of time at home these days, and so this is just a fun way to bring in a pop of color. Also, it's another way to just bring in some of the elements from outside into our spaces. So whether you actually have pottery with lemons on it, or whether you just want to incorporate some of the fruit, some of the vegetables, that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. So I love this platter. I use it for decor, but I also use it to serve pasta in, things like that, vegetables. So I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to talk a little bit about how you can use different things that you have that maybe you don't typically think about as little houses, little containers for these lemons. So you can take something like a vase, right? And you can, what I would do is, so that you're not using too many that you can't even see at the bottom, is my little trick is either put some newspaper in the bottom, or if you have like a bigger well of something and you just kind of want it sprucing up at the top, then put newspaper, or a lot of us have the disposable grocery bags. Don't get rid of them. Use them as packing. They work great, and I would fill it up to, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of the way. And then I would spruce at the top some lemons. And all it does is it creates a pop of color. It looks really cute. So that's one way. Another way, I typically do this on a patio. I always have something featured, like right now my lanterns have Easter eggs in them. Around fall and Christmas, we pick my littles, pick the pine cones that have fallen on the ground, and we put pine cones in the lanterns. And then around Christmas time, we usually do decorative balls, glittered, kind of our color schemes that we're using. So the other thing that you can do is put your lemons into these lanterns and decorate your patio space. Right now is a wonderful opportunity to get outside. We're getting outside as we are staying at home. So why not pretty up your space outside, your patios, your areas that you hang out. I think it's lovely. Pop a bow on it. There's so many different things, so many different kinds of ribbons out there. The best ribbon I have found to make amazing bows is something that is wired. So that would be my only tip that I would suggest is whatever your color scheme, whatever you love, just make sure that if you want a hardy bow, something like this, that you have wired edges. That's pretty important. You can get, most of us have some sort of ribbon in our home, but if not, Amazon is still a great place to get some good ribbon while we're at home if you don't have something. So that's another way to do this. Then you can buy things that are already constructed. So there's different ways to do this. We actually, though, did something really fun. We took some pots and filled them with some moss at the bottom, and then just glue gunned in some, like a little lemon tree. And you can use that as a centerpiece. You can either flank one, flank two on either side. So it's really up to you. The other thing, this is why I love cake stands so much. Sorry, that's a little dirty. The other reason I love cake stands is not only can you feature your beautiful baked goods, but cake stands really make amazing decor homes. And what I mean by that is, look at how we take lemons. I might use some apples here in a minute. I'll show you how I do that. And all we do, I've done this, I've used this in my dining room for when I'm not featuring seasonal things in the spring and the summer. I'll just get various glass containers, apothecary jars, things like that, and feature lemons, feature apples, feature limes, and it's fresh. It gives just a pop of color. It's a lot of fun, and it's just interesting to look at. And anything that catches your eye like that is just it's pretty neat. You can also, I love flameless candles. I use those a lot. You can always just take a simple little dish, flank some apples and lemons, whatever you have, and voila, and set it there. And I always talk about how important creating ambiance is, and I do that by lighting in our home. I always have, day and night, have lamps on. Lamps throughout the home. At night, I'll light the flameless candles. In the daytime, I'll safely use candles when my littles are around. I've got them up and stuff like that, and it just really sets a tone and it sets a mood. And there's nothing quite like creating ambiance than with lighting. And then you can see over here, I have done the same concept. I've taken a larger cake stand. I've incorporated pears in there, apples and limes, and then of course I've attached a little bit of ribbon for my colors. And then I keep this in my kitchen on my counter. It looks pretty, it's easy, and if I need a cake stand, all I have to do is take out those little elements, clean it, and we're good to go. The other thing, so here's what I like to teach my clients to do. Right now you're seeing a lot of these, oh my goodness, the name escapes me, but my goodness, I can't believe I don't remember that. Anyway, these farmer-like baskets that usually have, typically would have produce in them and things like that. But you're seeing now where these are used as a backdrop, and then you are finding various wreaths in them. A girlfriend and I picked one of these up at Home Goods, and here's another way to just kind of bring this up a notch. Attach a ribbon, a bow, in your home colors. That's all I did to transform this just a little bit, to give it kind of an elevation in appearance, is I popped on a beautiful bow, and it quickly transformed it, and it also brought in my colors. So that's one thing to do. And then I'm going to show you how this little, well, it's not exactly little, but there's really nothing to this. So you can buy something like this, garland, lemon garland, and there are so many ways to use garland. You can just, if all you wanted to do was lay it on one of these table runners, put something like this in the middle, done, beautiful, easy. But if you wanted to get a little creative, here's a great way to do that. So garland can be, it's very flexible and pliable, and you can really do just about anything with it. And so if you have floral wire, that is great. If you don't have floral wire, no worries. Grab some twisty ties, tie both ends, and therefore you're creating a lemon wreath instantly. And then to make something just wow, like as if you bought it that way, take your lemon wreath and add it to an amazing piece ribbon out of the way. Sorry guys. There we go. And attach it. Hang it from there. And it looks amazing. You could put it over your mantle. You could put it in a space where you want to depict kind of a special area. What I'm going to do is, and I'll probably do a video on that. I'll show you how I'm going to decorate our outside patio area that we just had built. I'm going to show you how I use some of these elements to do that. And here's another example. Can the camera get that? I'm not sure. Yes. Okay, perfect. So I'm using a little church arch out of wood that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. And then I'm just going to attach this. And for the sake of the camera, I think you get the idea. It just instantly transforms whatever it is that you are using to bring decor to. And then if you had, let's say, let me move some of this out of the way, guys. Here we go. Let's say you wanted to take that same lemon garland that you made a wreath out of, and you wanted to use that as the centerpiece. I've done this a lot around Thanksgiving, Christmas time. I will take a garland, I will pop a beautiful cake stand in the middle, and then I use maybe a candle. If you wanted to go theme on theme, you could do something like that for height. Or if you just wanted to bring back in your elements of, I can't find my lemons. There they are. They were hiding. Okay. You just wanted to bring back your lemons and create wow, you could totally do that. Done. Easy. So those are some of the ways I can think right off how I use lemons and limes and apples and pears. And like I said, you know, there's really, you could really use, especially if you were getting ready to, I don't know, jazz something up for dinner with the family. Use some of your fresh stuff that you have. Bring it out of the fridge, put it on a beautiful platter, have it as your centerpiece. There's no rules here. And then of course, put it away if you guys didn't need it. But what another great way to encourage some healthy snacking, some healthy eating. So anyway, I hope this inspires you to maybe look around your home, see what you have, look outdoors, see what you have, and just bring some bring some sunshine into your homes. From me to you, happy designing. Hope you enjoyed.